Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Aliraza, and after a very long time I am making a video. Specifically in this video I am going to walk you through the essential steps to set up your AWS account. So from signing up to the website on AWS, creating an account, setting up IAM user, what is an IAM user, then we will install a command line interface, we will set up an SDK. Everything will be shown in this video, and by the end of the video you will have an account with you where you can perform your task on AWS. So without taking much more time, let's get started and dive in. Once you are on your browser, search for aws.amazon.com, or you can directly search AWS over here. You will find the first link, click on it. Once you do, you have to, maybe for you it will show up sign up. Okay, for me it is showing sign in. Just click on create an AWS account. It will take you to a page, and this is how the page looks like. Now what I'll do is, for sign up there are some prerequisites. And what are those prerequisites? First, you need an email address. You need a government ID. As I'm in India, I will be using my PAN card or any other ID that is government recognized. And you also need a international or a debit card that is accepted internationally, because it will verify your credit or debit card. And don't worry about it, it won't charge you anything. For the initial verification, it will take around 2 rupees from your account, which is a very less amount. So that is not a problem. But it is very important that you have to add a debit card over here. First, we'll sign up here. It says root user. I'll make it blur so that my information should not go out. Just enter your email. I'll do mine. Okay. And in this place, you have to add an account. For me, I will use my name as an account. Now, sometimes it might say, okay, it is not saying anything. So let's go ahead to our mail and check it out. I'll just do that over here. Click on verify and your account is verified. Now it will ask for user password. So make sure you use a password which has an uppercase letter, lowercase letter, number, and alphanumeric character. And it should at least be 8 characters long. So let me make my one. So this is your contact information. First of all, how do you plan to use AWS? For us, it will be personal. What should be the contact info? Just put your name, Aliraza Khan, and in the phone number, you have to put yours. Then select India as your country or whatever region you are. Click on I have read and agree of terms. Okay, I have already gone through this, so I know. Here comes the billing information. As I said earlier, the AWS will temporarily hold $1. For me, whenever I have created an account, it has only taken 2 rupees from my account. So I think it will be the same. But if not, then it will only go up to $1, which is around 83 or 84 rupees of Indian rupees. Over here, you have to add your PAN, this 10-digit number printed on the front of your PAN card. So you can select no if you want, but it will still ask you for some kind of verification. So I'll just click on no here and let's go ahead. Now this will process me to the payment page, and it will ask me to allow me to pay $1 or equivalent to that. So the payment has been confirmed, and it has deducted 2 rupees as I said. Now confirm your identity, select your name which you kept earlier. Primary purpose is for personal use. Ownership type is whatever you have, but for me it is individual. Now here you go. It asks for an Indian document type. You can put any of it you want. For me, I'll use PAN card. Put your date of birth over here. Click on continue. Just put your phone number over here. Enter the code, captcha code. Now it will send an SMS to you. Okay, it has successfully verified. This is a very important page. You have to select what type of support you want. These 2 supports are not for you. It is for someone who has been working around on AWS and have a lot of workloads over there, we'll go for a basic support. You can read over here whatever things has been said. Click on complete your sign up. Okay, congratulations. We are activating your account. Now sometimes when you go click on this, you won't be redirected to our AWS console. Let's click on this and see. It is saying to me sign into console. Click on sign in. So as soon as I clicked in, I was logged into my AWS account over here. Alright, so once you are at this page, once you are logged in successfully, you will see this dashboard. Now, I'm not going into much detail of this dashboard. We'll look into it over a new video. But right now, we need to complete our setup. So the first thing I will do is, this is my root account. Now, there is a difference, okay? The difference is that initially, you have a root account where everything can be accessed. And this root account, you can say, is an administrator. If someone gets an unauthorized access to your root account, then he can, or the person can delete anything he wants, create anything he wants. So to avoid that, AWS provide a feature called as IAM user. So what you can do is you have 20 people in your company with a different role. Let's say there are 3 developers, one working as a programmer, another developer who is working as just monitoring the services or the products, and another user who wants to work with database. What you can do is you can create 3 IAM users, each with their own permissions. So the first user will get the permission for development on EC2. The other user will get permission to CloudWatch alarms. We'll look into the services, what those are. And the third user will get an access to RDS. And the plus point of this IAM user is that if the user is given permission to only one service, he won't be able to retrieve any other services. So it's basically a security for a user, so that you won't provide any more details or more information on your account. Over here, we will do the same. Now, it's very much recommended for you to not to use root account even if you are the owner itself, okay? Because on the root user, you have access to delete your AWS account, which we usually don't want to give to anyone. So let's go ahead. First, let's try it out and enable our free tier access. So if you check your email, you will be received that for the 12 months you have free services. Now, how to see what are the free tier services? Let's go over here, free tier AWS. Search like this, you will get this something like this, and click on it. This will take you to a page that awsamazon.com/free. This is the free tier page where they tell you what are the free things. There are 3 types of free tier. So first is the free trial that you will get for a specific time or some months. This is where for the first 12 months, you will be having these services for free under some restriction. And there are services that are always free that you don't have to pay for it. So here, if you go, you will see a lot of services. AWS has a lot of services which you can use for your specific task. Let's say you want to create a virtual machine. You can click on compute. You see Amazon EC2 free tier. That says the free tier is for 12 months, which means that you won't be charged for 12 months if you retain in 750 hours. That too, the 750 hours should be either Windows T2 Micro, which is an instance type. We'll go in deep into it in another video where I'll talk about EC2 only. Or if you are using Linux, then you can use 750 hours of Linux. So it is approximately 1 month for this. So you can create a single instance for 1 month and you can use it without paying for it. You can use Lambda functions, light sail, everything you will find it over here. I will mention this page in my description, so you can go ahead and check what are the free tiers available. Now, let's go ahead over here, click on your account, go to billing and cost management. Once you are at this page, data is unavailable because it's a new account. There is no data available for your billing. Go on the left side, scroll down and click on billing preferences. Now, this is very important step. You see alert preferences, AWS free tier alerts and CloudWatch billing alerts. So you need to check that if you are out of your free tier or not. So how you will know? You won't be able to log in every time and see over here, right? So click on this edit button. Click on this receive AWS Free Tier alerts. We will receive by default an email on this account, okay, on this email address. But if you want to optionally present an email, you can do it here. Click on this, and once enabled, this preference cannot be disabled. So, and click on update. Once you do that, you will receive alerts regarding your free tier. If something goes, let's say the EC2 instance goes above 750 hours, you will receive an alert. Also, how to know how much service our free tier left? Go click on free tier over here. Now, right now we are not using anything, but you will see a list of services over here that you are using and how much free tier is still being accessed. If it shows in red, it means your free tier is over and you are actually getting cost, and you will see it over your bills page. Here the bill will be generated for you. So make sure you stay in the free tier, follow whatever written over here, and you will be able to do that. Now, first thing is we need to create a user. As I said, you cannot do things with root account, right? So over here, search for IAM. It is Identity and Access Management. So here we will create a user for it. Click on users and add a user. Username will be, I'll keep my name. Now make sure to do this. Provide user access to AWS Management Console. Click on that. I want to create a IAM user. I'll select that. Click on console password. Now it will be auto-generated. If you want to keep a custom password, type it here. That will be your password. But for now, I'll keep it auto-generated just to show you how it looks. Make sure to select this. This will allow users to create on the first time they will log in. They will be set to change the password. So click on this. Click on next. Now this will say add some permission. As I said, if you have 3 developers of different roles, you can add different permission over here. But right now we will just attach policies directly and make sure to use this policy, which is administrator access. You see this? You will get everything access except what the root user can perform. So you can get all the accesses for the AWS services. So this is only for you. If you have someone who wants to do something out, you can just go ahead and give him like something like EC2 full access. So the person will only be use EC2. Or if you just want to give a read-only access, you can do that. So AWS has already created all those roles. But for now, for ourselves, we'll create an administrator access. Click on next. This will be the review page where your username will be this, password will be auto-generated, administrator access, and IAM user. Click on create user. Alright, so here your IAM user has been created and you can see some details over here that your username. This is your console password. You can click on it to show itself. Okay, this is your sign-in URL, which is not really needed. Make sure to note this number down, the account ID, which is very important for you. Now, how to use this IAM user? First thing is download the CSV file of it. So click on and download. Once you do that, you can either email the sign-in instruction to the user that you created for, but for now it is for us. You can return to users list. Now we want to log in through our IAM user. I'll open the page in the new tab and I'll write console.aws to log into my account. Or you can just type awsamazon.com. Click on sign in over here. Once you do that, it will ask you account ID, right over here. You have to use this account ID. Click on copy. You can either write it down somewhere and paste it over here. Now it says IAM username. If you want to sign in to root user, you just use your email address and password. But for IAM user, you need to use account ID. Now the username that you created, for me, I created Ali, and the password. Now the password was, I'll open the password file, and over here, as you can see, this is the password that has been generated. Okay, copy this password. This is a one-time password for your login. Remember this account and sign in. Once you do that, it will ask you to create a new account. You can see this. Once you do that, click on confirm password change. Now you will be logged into your account as an IAM user. How to know that? You can see there is nothing showing up over here, but for your root account, to verify it, just click on this and you will see IAM user and account ID. Now to create anything, you can just click on EC2 and you can click the service page. Now as you have an administrator access, you can do anything over here. So this is where you have created a IAM user. Now we'll go ahead and check how to use SDK of AWS. So AWS provides an SDK, and how to use that, we'll look into it. Search for AWS CLI. Click on first link. Now this will take you to a page, command line shell and all those things. So basically this is a command line tool through which you don't have to use this console. Rather, you can just use your terminal, and with the few commands you can create services. It is very handy. So just click on this part. If you have a Windows, click on 64-bit. It will download a CLI. So the file has been downloaded. Click on it. This will open up a page. Click on next. Accept the license and agreement. Next. Do not change anything. Click on next and install. Let's wait for it to install. Now it has been installed. Using this SDK, now we can create resources without even opening our AWS account. But there are some steps for that. First, open your terminal, and to verify it, click AWS -version. As you see, the AWS CLI is installed. Now, the prerequisite that you need to have a Python over here. I already have a Python. If you get some error, you need to go install Python over here. So go to downloads, install the Python first, and then again install the AWS CLI. How we can use that? Over here, you click on documentation of AWS CLI, and you will be shown to command line interface documentation. But using this documentation, let's say if I want to create an EC2, how we can do that? Just go over here, click on EC2 CLI. It will give a direct link to the documentation. If you want to create a virtual machine, how you can create a virtual machine? Let's say I want to create, okay, let's just see one of the things. Let's say you want to create a VPC. Okay, you can just click on it, and you can just follow this along. So you need to use create VPC, and you have these options. So you can use options like this, CIDR block and something like that. If you go down, you will also see some examples. So here, so this AWS create VPC was in a EC2 part. So first we will do is AWS. We have to create EC2, then use the option which is create VPC. So create VPC. So first, what you need to do is go to your AWS console, click on, this is your root account, okay? Click on your IAM user over here. Click on IAM, click on users, okay? If you want to create an access, now to use this AWS account, you need to tell the AWS CLI that, hey, AWS CLI, I want to use this account for creation of services. So it will ask you for some few things. It will ask you the access keys and the region. How you get the access keys? Click on your user, or you can create a user, something like laptop access. Now don't select this, provide user access to AWS console. Click next, attach policies directly, and I will give administrator, as I will use my own. This is my own laptop and I'll use it. I want to use my own user. You can click on this as well. And the steps are very much similar. Go to security credentials over here and scroll down until you see access keys. You can see access keys over here, and right now we don't have any access keys. Create access key over here. Now click on command line access, because that's what you want to give, and click on I understand and next. Give a description. This, click on create access key. This is very important page. Just make sure to download this CSV, because you won't be able to see this again. Okay, so click on download CSV. This has been downloaded. Click on done. Now you scroll down and you will see this is the access key you created, but no, you won't be able to see the password of it. You only have option to deactivate or delete. Now wherever your access key was, just open that access key. When I open my credentials access key, it shows me like access key ID and secret key. How to configure that with your terminal? Tell AWS that configure. Now you see AWS access key ID, they are being asking something like this. Copy this out, the only access key, copy this and paste it over here. Now it will ask for secret access key, which is this. Click on this. Enter. Now it's asking for default region. I recommend you to stay in West Virginia, because there are services that are restricted to other regions. Although you won't be going to those services if you are starting up, but in case if you do, you can just by default select US East 1. So by default, US East 1. Although the region is already US East 1, but you can give a specific, let's say if you want to use something in Mumbai, then you can use AP South 1 over here. But for now, for me, I will do the US East 1. Hit enter. Default output format, either hit enter or write JSON, and you are done. Now, if you want to create anything with your command line tool and not, let's say you don't want to go here, search for EC2, then click on EC2 and then create something out over here. If you don't want to do that, just go ahead and you have to write some command like create first EC2, then create instance. Now you see there are a lot of, I just wrote create instance and now AWS CLI showing me that what exactly you want to do. This was an error. So you can see what are the things. Now to understand this, you just have to search AWS CLI EC2 create instance. Just search for it, create instance, and you will find all the documentation what you actually need to do. So we will look into this more in the next video. Now your AWS account has been set up and you will be able to use your account, and you are successfully set up your AWS account with all the essential tools to manage it securely and configure it. If this video helped you, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe and leave a comment if you have any questions. Thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next video.